After the end of World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War. Now, in the year 1973, the world still lies in the heart of this frigid period. The West and East engage in proxy wars to assert dominance, while spies and agents engage in shadowy dealings. And, with the threat of nuclear war, the world always feels close to doomsday. It's as if the whole world is holding their breath, waiting for someone to make the first wrong move.
I don't have a SpongeBob sound, Stigma.
Hello, welcome back. Welcome back.
Thank you.
We are back.
We are back.
It's been a little while.
It's so good to be back.
We are so back.
We are so back. Well, we're not so back, but that's for another day. Tanhoney, where were we last time? Why don't you give us a little recap?
Well, if you'll recall, you went and met with Coalanth, the Leviathan, who you freed from pitch black prison. And you met him on an island with Neil. He told you a little bit about the Better Angels, what they've been up to, and how they've been working with a massive media company called Claridad for some sort of strange research.
And if I recall correctly, much like Skipper of Aetheral Space, wasn't their goal to change the shape of this world?
I think you've created that, but
what?
Sure.
I thought he was like, their whole thing was like to change the world, and that's why I joined them.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a tenuous Aetheral Space connection.
Did he not say change the shape of this world? What was his exact phrase?
No.
What did he say?
I can't fucking remember. I know it wasn't that.
I'm pretty sure it was that.
Go back in the comments.
I'm being mass gaslit right now.
I think Aetheral Space is the only piece of fiction that ever had anything about changing the world.
And then, so basically, you guys over the last 4 months have been planning your infiltration of Claridad. You've been getting cover identities. Well, 3 of you have been getting cover identities. Meanwhile, Chelsea was drunk and disorderly at work.
Wow.
And well, am I wrong?
Wow, I can't believe this.
I mean, you did get drunk and insult your boss.
No, I know.
And you have been sent off to think about what you've done for the last couple of months.
I've been suspended, which was a cruel thing to do.
Chelsea's been put in timeout.
She's no longer Chelsea A, but Chelsea B.
Chelsea was.
She was never Chelsea.
No longer Chelsea, but Chelan.
What?
Because you've been grounded.
Oh. So why don't you set the scene for us now that you've laid out what has happened?
Wow. Okay. Well, you've all been recalled here, but not to the usual location, not to a HQ. There's a little staging point. You've all been told to come to. It's a gas station, basically, off the coast of the. I was going to say Texas. Well, Texas, I do not believe has a coast.
Has a what?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does. The Texan coast, of course. So you've been invited there where you're going to get your ship that's going to take you to where you need to go. Driver's a little bit late, but Bats and Vasilii, let's say you both arrive first. How does that go for you? It's a little gas station, little diner / gas station, let's say even, and it's just waiting for you there with basically no one there but yourselves.
And this is outside of where geographically?
This is on the coast of Texas.
Okay.
Alright, I'm back.
You were gone?
Wait, is the assumption that like we're already in our like cover-ups, or?
And this is like the last point before you set out for your undercover mission. This is like the get together and the briefing.
Okay, so we're not like any differently, you know.
You're not in disguise yet.
Guys, okay.
How were we transported here, Tan?
Well, you've basically made your own way here, so why don't you tell me?
Okay, alright.
Okay, I can tell you how I made it here, as driver...
Yeah, I wonder how he fucking got you.
Drives up to the lot.
I imagine you like the fucking Fonz right now. You got your leather jacket and shit on, sunglasses.
Fuck yeah.
I think, you know, for his entrance, you know, you see some slight cracking along the soil, along the earth. It's almost like it's in a straight line, and out of it comes a weird primordial mole-looking creature, and then sound effects, and it's Vasilii.
A Vasilii of him.
I have a question.
But,
Do his clothes transform with him when he ages backwards and forwards, or is he, like, naked right now?
I'll leave it up to your imagination.
I'll let you feel this quite. It's going to be quite important.
I feel like that's an important detail for how other characters interact with you.
To establish whether or not the clothing exists, because it will affect how the world interacts.
He has clothing on, yes.
Okay, so it changes with it. It's like druid rules.
So it is prehistoric.
Yeah, I was literally about to say
Stigma's.
Stigma's. I was literally about to say Stigma's playing a D&D druid.
Wild shape.
Right, so you emerge from the dirt, reborn.
Driver and Vasilii are probably talking and wondering where Bats is when all of a sudden a tumbleweed passes by, and as it comes towards the spot where the two men are standing, a small ball rolls out of the weed as Bats transforms himself back into a regular human instead of a collection of rubber balls inside of the tumbleweed.
I'm glad to see we've lost none of our flamboyancy.
Hey, I couldn't take a hitchhike down here. It was too dangerous.
You could have just asked me for a ride.
Yeah, but, you know, I'm not riding in the bitch seat, you know?
Okay.
It's a pride thing, driver.
Well, yeah, as you're all so as you all do arrive at this diner, you are reminded of the instructions you were given before setting out, that your mission handler would be here after you've all gathered. So it seems you're waiting on one more person at this point before the actual briefing can begin.
Yeah, do you want me to just, like, show up, or did you want to do a quick thing of, like, being picked up? I don't mind either way.
That's entirely up to you, however you prefer.
I'll fast forward it a bit. So I think Chelsea's kind of, like, I assume she's being driven there by, like, the person who was watching over her.
Yeah.
And I think there's, she's got sort of a dull, glazed-over look as she's staring out the window. She drives. Kind of feels almost as if she's outside her own body watching the car approach their destination. And when they finally arrive and she's told that they're here, she takes a little pill bucket out of her suit jacket, which hasn't been worn for a while. It feels a little weird after so long. And she takes out, just taps out a couple pills, swallows them real quick, steps out, and what is this place that we're in exactly?
It's like a little diner on the coast.
I think she'll step into the diner. Little bell rings, ding, 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 and I assume my three compatriots stand out.
Yes, it's basically just you guys here. This is quite clearly some kind of front operation, and it's also like in a spot. I said the coast. This isn't like a nice beach. This is just like a horrible little rocky place where no conceivable person would ever want to eat food.
I step up to the jukebox, and I insert a quarter, and I put on "The Boys Are Back in Town." Wait, is that out yet? Fuck. Hold on. When did that song come out?
That's like end of the decade 70s. That song is not here yet.
No! What would be an appropriate song?
The boys are in town.
What about "Come Together"? The Beatles.
That song came out in 1976.
I was so close. I knew it was in the 70s. No.
You suddenly have an insane moment where you try and play a song you swear existed, but unfortunately you're not able to find it. Instead, you see that you're playing "Vagabonds of the Western World," a song from that one called "The Rocker."
You know what?
Sure.
If I think if Joseph can have his clackers 30 years before they were invented.
No.
Thin Lizzy came up with a song 3 years earlier in this timeline.
Yeah.
Whatever. I put on an appropriate transitioning scene song for fucking time skip.
Technically, you know, clackers are just, you know, smaller bolas.
Not really. They're like a different thing. Well, I guess they're... You know what? You make a good point. It is just balls and a rope. I guess it's just metal balls instead of like fucking whatever a bola is.
And this is just a song.
Yeah. Anyway, I put on an appropriate transition song. Thank you for stealing my thunder, Dune. And I fucking...
Sorry, I know too much about music.
Yeah, way to yes and. And I walk over to the group, and
Dune with the fucking nerd glasses.
she's gonna take a seat a little bit distant from the group, but she's gonna sit herself down next to Regent, folds her hands on the table, and says, "All right, we're doing this?
Yeah.
We are.
So what, we're still waiting on the handler?"
Guess so.
She's gonna take a cigarette out of her jacket pocket and light it, and say, "You guys, fuck, I haven't seen you in a while. I don't know. Anything fun happened the last 4 months?" She seems a little dispassionate.
Bats is kind of just going to stare at her while holding his coffee, a little despondent and clearly aggravated at her presence.
Oh, shit.
Oh, what, you got a problem now?
Excuse me?
It's been back like 30 seconds.
What? I'm just trying to have a nice conversation, and you're looking at me over there staring daggers. What?
Wow.
We're like staring
That is your
at
last name,
daggers.
isn't
That is my name. Good observation. Good talk. You're great at
I'm
this.
just enjoying my coffee.
Regent,
lady.
it's a pleasure to see you again, as always.
Yes, it's been too long, and he, extends his hand for a shake.
Yeah, she'll take that. She'll be like, "So, how's your side hustle going? Any word on that? I feel bad that I didn't join in, but, I just had a lot going on back at home."
Well, it's a surprisingly lucrative time for verifying true bloggers.
Yeah.
He says right after the 1960s.
I don't know the historical context. Is it a bad time?
Free love.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what was the side hustle about again? I thought it had something to do with fake fossils.
No, there were multiple.
I'm so lost. No, this
one
is fitting,
was
though.
about one was like a maternity, paternity testing. The other one was like verifying the fake fossils.
Yeah, I'm just going to go finish it.
Oh. That's right, I forgot about the paternity thing. I guess, I mean, I know it feels awkward, but I also feel like the situation would be awkward until our handler arrives. We're all kind of in a tense situation here.
Yeah, so as you're having this little scattershot conversation, and as it maybe reaches a peak of the awkwardness, you hear a ding from the door as Kay walks in, wearing for once not wearing her sort of Dr. Labcoat outfit. He's wearing just like a tourist outfit with some sunglasses. She's looked very casual.
Aww.
Maybe a little bit hippie-ish.
It's weird to see you out of the lab, Kay.
It's weird to be out the lab, but you know how it goes. Short hands these days.
Yes, the time is very special. Okay.
I give Kay a little wave as she comes in.
We all love Kay in this house. So, give it to us straight. I mean, we all have our identities now, right? We're moving over there, so what's the plan? Is Sergeant O taking us?
Well, Sergeant O won't be taking us in this case. We're going to have to transport you there separately. There'll be different insertion points for each of you, of course.
Oh shit, you gave us a thing to read! I fucking forgot to read it.
You did read the briefing, right?
In my defense, I was very busy, and I forgot.
That reminds me, was my alias approved for the operation?
Of course, please tell us once again the alias.
My name is Mr. Don Quixote Habsburg.
You understand, of course, that this does require some backstory.
Chelsea's gonna lean into Regent and say, "Can you buy me some time? I gotta..." And she's like pulling the page out of her seat. She's like, "I gotta read this real quick. Just keep talking."
He suddenly nods. Yes, as with any tale, we need a backstory. And mine, well, I began imagining that I would be a mysterious stranger from out of town, a cloak and dagger, if you will. But then I realized, no, these Spaniards, they're inquisitive. They'll need more than that. Thus, I am descended from Emperor Charles V of Austria. I'm a lost long cousin of the main Habsburgs, And I am here in the country I mean, my forebears once ruled. And I'm gonna tell it straight.
See, so what exactly is the purpose of this character in making contact with the targets? We're trying to get close to him and find out what he knows. So how are you going to ingratiate yourself to him? Yeah, I assume you have a plan.
By being important.
So he's going to ask why you're there. You understand?
The driver looks at Kay, and it's like very clear in his eyes, even though he's smiling, that he's already worried about this mission.
I crinkle up the briefing doc and tuck it back into my suit. I have skimmed it sufficiently. There's a lot of fluff in there, but I know exactly what's going on.
Very good. But I believe you were going for something a bit more custodial, if I recall.
I was. I sent in an application for a janitorial position a few weeks ago. Any update on that?
Well, it looks like you've been approved. And she sort of takes out a approved application and slides it across the table to you. I assume with some sort of cover identity, maybe a fake name you're using for this?
$4.25 an hour. Jesus.
So, yeah.
Fake names. I'll have to dig through my aliases. I'll get back to you on that one.
Sounds good. Driver, I hope you at least have something solid, please.
I'll be showing up as a photographer.
Very good. Is this to take photos of the news organization, or you going to try and get employed, or?
Employed, yeah. But that will give me an opportunity to use my stand to record things from the inside, so...
Very good indeed. And, Chelsea,
Yeah, I talked to my my handler, that I think I decided a better position for me rather than a reporter would be something a little more low-key, so I had him submit something for the mailroom. You know, they let pretty much anyone in there, bottom of the barrel, but you have access to most of the building. People don't really look at you because they don't want to think about you. I figured it would be perfect for a clandestine operation.
Fantastic. So the mailroom is his. So three of you have quite working positions lined up here. Vasilii, let's go back to you. Are you going to try and get a job at this place, or are you just going to approach the Mr.
Oh, did you? He suddenly looks offended. Oh, did you not read my application? I'm in the newsroom.
Okay.
I am a pundit giving very
I see you're doing the sort
and
of
divisive opinions.
you're going for the talking head sort of thing. I see.
Of course.
Well, it's a good approach. They love people who love themselves, I suppose. Well, yes. So the boat will be here to get you to your to the island in question, the Claridad Island. From there, you'll approach individually. I believe they're having a recruitment drive at the moment, so there should be a general sort of assembly for that. I'm sure you'll find that highly enjoyable. He doesn't sound to believe that, but...
I'm gonna raise a hand, all polite-like.
Hello.
Okay. You want us to approach at different drop points, but our only real way to communicate at long distances is the pager, so do we have a plan for how we're supposed to meet up, or at the very least what we each are specifically looking for on our own before we get out?
Well, this is... We do have concerns in Washington at the moment, so the attention is split between government matters with investigations and this mission, so part of that is up to you, is your own initiative. We do trust you in this matter.
I understood the main thing we were going for was trying to get, I'm so sorry, I have it in my notes, Manuel Escalante, but, I mean, I figured we're not going to straight up kidnap him or tie him to a chair and blackmail him, so are we trying to trick him? Are we actually going to kidnap him and cause a scene? what's our clandestine route here that's going to attract the least amount of attention but get the most amount of information? Because as far as I know, most of these other rank and file employees aren't going to know anything about whatever he's involved with Better Angels, right?
Yes, ideally, if research is being done, it should be somewhere on that island. What we're looking for is some trace of what exactly they're up to.
So, like hitting up their innovation lab or something? Maybe the executive offices?
Oh, what the fuck? Why is it playing this?
I don't know, but I don't want to get copyrighted. Get it out of here!
Sorry, it was so exciting. It told me it could play YouTube videos, but it was lying, because all this other music box died as well, so music might be a little bit lame this session, guys, but we'll get to it. Well, ideally, of course, we want someone to get close to him, get information out about his relation to with the Better Angels, and perhaps those of you who have more freedom around, for example, yourself, Bats, you could surreptitiously search the island for whatever research is being done there.
That's the plan. I'm going to put together a full-on blueprint of that building. Oh, and it's not Bats anymore. It's Martin. Ricky Martin.
Ricky Martin.
I see. Very well done, Ricky.
God, can I just call you Dick instead?
If you choose. My Spanish is a little rusty, but I think it all translates out 1-to-1.
So,
Sure.
right, we know what we're there for, but I don't mean to say this pointedly at UK. Honestly, you're doing great. I've always valued your opinions, but I don't feel like you answered my other question. How are we supposed to meet up, or at the very least, how are we going to leave if we're all doing this sort of separately within the same area? What's our exfiltration route, or what's our communication with each other?
Communication between yourselves will be limited to what you yourselves can sneak by. This is very much this is a place that's under surveillance, so be cautious. If you must, use pages for general sort of alerts, but do not assume that you are not being watched.
What about some sort of hotel?
I
right
plan on
outside the
getting
media
watched.
center?
You can.
Aren't we going to have somewhere to stay?
Well, yes, there are employee accommodations on the island as well. So presumably that's where you'll be posted.
I did actually bring something that I thought might be helpful. I asked my babysitter to pick it up. It's a little bulky, and she pulls out what looks to be like military style walkie-talkies. Kind of like Vietnam era. If you're unfamiliar, basically they're built in a way where it like doesn't use the same shit like an EMP would not affect these, but they're also like shorter range and they're big bulky things. They look like, let me see if I can find a photo. Vietnam walkie-talkie. Here it is. Like open image, these.
Ooh.
Assuming you're fine with me adding that to, and I just figured it's something the Speedwagon Foundation would be able to get.
Well, yes, very nice. I won't say anything against it. Do keep in mind, we cannot guarantee that they don't have any way of listening into these sorts of communications, so use it only if you must.
Right. I just figured it was better than nothing if you didn't have any existing plan.
Should we establish some type of code? But even if someone's listening in, they can't understand what we say?
I think we should try and minimize our use, and it should be left to very important things. So if we find what we're looking for, just say something that works the word green into the conversation. If one of us is in trouble, say something in the walkie that works the word red into the conversation. So maybe, for example, if you're being tailed by some people and you find yourself in trouble, you say something like, I saw a red cardinal today. I don't know. I'm not too good at this type of thing.
And if things are going well, we say, Rick has green snot in his teeth.
Yeah, exactly. And when we're ready to get out, we say, "Welp, I think it's time to get out." No, that's too obvious. Is it too obvious?
If we need to leave, we say, "Let's go."
Yeah, we need to leave. We say, "Let's get the fuck out of here," because at that point, who cares if they're listening in?
We could say, for example, purple if we need to leave.
Purple's good. What's purple? I'll find a way to
it's
work that into the
very-
Orchids are
conversation.
purple.
I hear it's a very hermetic color.
Perfect. And we'll only use these in emergencies, agreed, because if they're going to be effective, we can't exactly have them off, so when someone says something, it's going to be heard to everyone. So just make sure you make it sound as casual as possible.
I think it would be a good idea if at least one or two of us can meet up on a nightly basis. I don't know what the employee accommodations look like around here, but I highly doubt we won't be allowed to have some sort of friendships between us at work.
That's
Now
not
that you make it
well,
look natural, I don't think it'll be an issue.
That's
If
not
Clive is the
a...
photographer, then it should be natural for he and I, the news reporter, to meet semi-regularly, wouldn't it?
I mean, I don't think that's a bad idea at all. How long is this operation supposed to take place over, Kay? Is this like a get in and out within a couple hours, or are we supposed to be here for a few weeks?
Well, it does depend on how long it takes to get this information. This could be a long-term operation, or depending on the results of your work, it could be very short. It really just depends on how things proceed once you're on the ground.
So we can afford to be a little patient, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
My last question, then, is exfiltration. I mean, I'm sure Driver's eager to just drive us all out and fly into the air, but do we have, like, any sort of backup exfiltration if we get separated? Is Sergeant O on call? Do we have some sort of signal we're supposed to give?
If it does become necessary, we can get Sergeant Owen to exfiltrate you. Ideally, we don't want them to ever know we were there, but if things do become dangerous, I will be securing a location on the island as a temporary base of operations from which I can observe the situation. I will find a way to let you all know of that location, and if things go badly, you have to get your way over to there immediately.
That eases my mind. I appreciate that, Kay. But hopefully, you know, when I look around to the group, we're going to do everything we can to keep this clean and in control so you can just relax and give yourself a much-needed vacation.
I'm not a vacation in decades, but thank you.
Are you sure you want... Would it be alright for you to be patient on this operation?
What do you mean?
Better patient effective than hasty and failed.
OOC, he's alluding to the fact that the longer they're in Spain, the longer she's separate from, like, you know who.
Yes. I think her gaze softens a bit. She turns to Vasilii when he says that, because she can appreciate that he's, you know, looking out for her. She says, you know what, I've already had to go 4 months. I think, as horrifying as it is to say this, I'm starting to get used to it, but once this is over and I'm back at headquarters, that's the first thing I'm going to do.
He nods.
You know, it's actually pretty fucked up. Because of the suspension, I missed his birthday.
Well, you could at least send a letter, didn't you?
That's exactly what I did, but you know, that's not the same thing. It's just not the same as being there. But it happens. We make mistakes. We move on. That's what we do. We're professionals.
New year, new you, right?
Yeah. New year, new me.
Pat was examining the paper that explains the media centers.
Pamphlet, yeah.
Yeah, the pamphlet, and he's looking for any information on like the company town or like the like you said, the employee accommodations, and he somehow cannot find it.
Yes,
here.
it seems it's not mentioned in the pamphlet, so perhaps it is not as impressive as the rest of it.
So, Kay, we're not going to be staying in any like grass hut here, are we? I mean, they have a nice place for all their employees. This billion-dollar company, correct?
She looks at you for a moment, blinks, and then we cut to the island where you've all been shown to your accommodations, and it's a bunch of like old-style grass huts, but like in a sort of touristy style.
It's the fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! GX Slifer dorms.
Yeah.
It's like a shitty apartment block.
This
So
is
you
an
roll-
outrage. Why am I sharing? Wait, is it just them, or do they have?
No,
like,
it's just a big complex
Is
of those,
it?
basically.
Oh, okay. It's not literally grass huts. I was about to say.
Wait, are,
But it's of
like,
similar
are people
quality.
like showing? Are people showing like us around, or is it just
Yes,
us?
you
right
do
now?
have a guide who's like you four are part of a big group of like new recruits, and your
Okay,
guide.
in
walks up.
that case, Vasilii is going to he's in his persona now. Go. This is an outrage. Why must a news reporter share the same space as a janitor?
Your guy is like wearing a polo shirt. He's got big glasses and a big grin. Sort of short crop figures. Hey, Claridad family. I understand if you've got concerns. I do too. But here at Claridad, we turn our concerns into pro-cerns. Why don't you look at these beautiful natural views? And he sort of turns you around by the shoulders to look at the jungle and the beach and everything. Wow.
Driver takes a photo.
You know what? I appreciate your can-do attitude. Oh, Delilah York, by the way.
What? Oh, lovely to meet you. My name is Joseph Mann.
Joseph Mann. So what do you do around here when you're not giving tours to the newbies?
Well, I'm what we call an employee restorative advisor. It's my job to make sure that everyone's having a great Claridad time. Am I right, guys?
So you work over at, like, the recreation area?
Absolutely. It's my job to turn can-dos into can-opener do's. And I'm ready for the challenge. How about you guys?
Of course, Joseph. How long have you worked here?
Oh, how long I've worked here? Around 5 years now. And whoa, they've been the best 5 years of my life. You're gonna love this place.
Wow, so you must know a lot of people?
Well, I've seen a lot of people go through these doors, right? I'm sure you will too as you embark on your Claridad journey.
You met the big man, Mr. Manuel?
Oh, at the annual conference, yes, but the bigwigs, they're a little bit too busy for the likes of us. Don't take it personal. It's their job to direct the Claridad ship. It's our job to enjoy the buffet,
You've
right?
been here for 5 years.
Yeah,
Half a decade.
of course. I wish it was a full one, but time stops for no man.
All you've done is guide your juniors around the place. Is that correct?
All I've done? I don't know if I put it like that.
He said he also ran things in the recreation
keeping
area,
employee
right?
cohesion and restoring community cohesion. And that's what we're going to do today.
Have you risen once? Have you gotten promoted once?
What better promotion is there than seeing this wonderful natural landscape and meeting interesting and fresh new people?
Hey, Joseph.
If you'll follow me this way, you'll see the water cooler. It's not working right now, but it's something to look forward to, right?
Joseph, do you have
I'm going to enjoy being your boss one day.
Jesus. Joseph,
okay.
do you have any plans for lunch today?
Lunch? Of course there are plans for lunch. You guys will be enjoying some delicious curry. You like curry?
Yeah, I suppose, but I was just hoping,
That doesn't sound very Spanish.
Jesus
This
Christ.
is a global enterprise, my friend.
When you're in Spain, you can only eat Hispanic food. There's no other things available.
This island is owned by Claridad, so we would love for you to think of it as its own nation, with freedom and equality for all, right?
Yeah.
Cheesy salute, but he does that.
Curry sounds great and all, Joseph, but I was just hoping, if you're free, we'd have a chance to sit down and just...
Whoa! That's not appropriate for the workplace, lady. But I appreciate your candor.
What do you mean?
Bats is going to come up to both Chelsea and Vasilii and kind of like tap them, like ease off on the interrogation.
I'm not interrogating. I was just asking if you wanted to sit at lunch.
Excuse me, you sir, you're from the janitor track, yes?
The janitor track? Like a college kid.
This is actually only for level 2 employees and above. They should be getting ready for you over at the custodial center. Bye.
So I'm
not gonna... These aren't my digs right here, and I gesture to this very small apartment.
Well, things sometimes work out in different ways. We all have different paths on our Claridad journey, and I wouldn't want to steal that from you, or the surprise of your own unique perspective. So, why don't you go meet with Scruffson, and he'll show you how the ropes work.
Would I be in the same
don't
boat?
burn your hands.
Would I be in the same boat since I'm mailroom, which is like also bottom of the rank?
Yes, you are also level 1. You are also one of our appreciated general employees.
Joseph, I just want to clarify something. What did you think I was asking you?
When?
when I asked if you wanted to have lunch together and chat.
Sorry, but I'm married.
I wasn't... Never mind.
Let's go, guys.
Vasilii takes a quick look and he goes, "You're married?"
I am. I have 5 beautiful children.
With my,
Oh God, he has 5 of them.
with my spouse, Amity Man, from 3C in Pitch Black.
Why would he say that?
Maybe Malphus was right.
I don't know who that is, but okay.
You don't need to, buddy.
So, yeah, you level 1-ies, get out of here. You, beautiful employees, please proceed to meet with Scruffson and I'll show you how the job works.
Wait, I also go to the custodial center, but I work in the mailroom, right?
Oh, it's all the same sort of place, don't worry about it. Go, get.
Okay. I scrounge over to the custodial center, I suppose.
Imagine, scrounge, imagine like crawling like Gollum.
I'm like walking away, looking back. I'm very confused. She thought she was being pretty sly, just like, oh, hey, I want to make new friends at work, and then maybe suddenly pump information. And now she's like being shooed to another location.
So,
How dare you expect to have a normal interaction in JoJo?
Yeah, God forbid. I'm the weird one. I've been putting the pressure on. Oh, Lord.
hey, it seems you got a cold. I hope we can power through that for the news. Because you don't have sick day.
If you sneeze, the ratings will go down.
And you
Or
don't want
you're
the
writing a
ratings to go
meme and the
down.
ratings will go up.
Yeah.
What the hell's a meme? We don't have those yet.
Oh, it was a meme.
We're still doing research on those. But,
So I suppose we're
Yeah.
being split up then.
so yes, who are we going to follow first then on our Claridad journey?
I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to follow Driver and Regent. I think that'd be fun for a bit.
So after a brief bit more showing of these dormitories, unimpressive showing of them, you are sort of shown around the main Claridad building itself, the first couple of floors of that basically, and the lobby, the entertainment center, the newsroom, where you can see all the very glamorous and made up to an inch of their lives newscasters giving, reading out the latest stories being recorded, being shown live. It's very much a complex of many things going on at a single time here. So, anyone have any more questions?
What are your ratings like?
They are unparalleled. I'm glad you asked.
That's not a number.
Can numbers even quantify the impact we are having on real people with real lives?
Yes, I believe
Here
that's
at Claridad,
numbers.
we're not just telling stories, we're changing lives.
I think that means they're not good.
I know this is like a Darman impression, but this is also a real human being.
Yeah.
He feels like he's legitimately a robot. Robot man.
I feel like this is a stand user.
100%.
I'd like to take a look at who's your top newscaster. Let me add him.
Top newscaster. I don't know about. I'll have to speak with him to see if he'll meet with you. Are you sure?
Of course I am. Or my name isn't Heracles Habsburg. JoJo narrator adds, the part of Don Quixote was rejected.
Oh, that's funny.
I'll go talk with him to see if he'll meet with you. Everything is for Claridad. He scurries off to talk to this man, leaving you two alone for a moment.
What's that band? They May Be Giants or something? That'd be a
They
great...
might be giant.
That would be a great name for like a Don Quixote stand. Just
That would
windmills.
Isn't it like
Yeah.
they might be giants?
Yeah.
Yes, they might be giants.
Yeah, they might be giants.
Well, yeah, and so yeah, as he is coming back a second later, sort of looking nervous, like, Mr. De Silva says he'll meet with you, but you must be very cautious. He's a very temperamental. very sensitive
I
man.
got it. Heracles Habsburg kind of just dismisses his concerns. I know what I'm doing.
I'm doing you a favor here, so please don't get me in trouble, okay?
Oh, so he's only meeting with me based off your personal recommendation, is that correct?
Yes.
I'll keep that in mind.
Okay, and he sort of leads you to this dressing room. Would you like to come to driver?
Yeah, sure. I think it would be funny if they didn't even realize I was there.
He just trailed behind. Hi, I'm Poe.
This is Mr. Simon De Silva. He's very talented. He's got a real knack for the news coming out of his mouth. It doesn't feel like the olds anymore. It feels like the news, if you understand my meaning. This fucking guy. And he sort of opens the door for you, Vasilii or Heracles, or however you prefer in this moment.
Heracles, and don't forget it.
Okay, and as you enter the room, you do see that there is a man sitting sort of at a mirror having his makeup done prior to his news show. But this is a man, even through sort of this layer of makeup and this cleared sort of disguise, you do recognise vaguely from a long time ago. And it seems that this is the man driver. You too recognise him, even though he's wearing some sort of disguise very clearly. This is the man who attacked you at the oil rig called Wen Wan.
I'd like to note Heracles wears, a disguised face, not Vasilii's original face.
And he looks up at you and he speaks with clearly. It seems like this voice isn't technically. He's doing a voice basically, an accent on you. Ah, nice to see you. You're the new talent, right?
Yes, nice to see you for the first time ever. Yeah, that's it.
I'm nervous. Never met a star before.
Well, how does he look? Is he like?
He looks very
big
cool.
Guy? Is he overweight?
He's got, lack of a better word, action movie star right now.
Okay. You really do look Hollywood.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm sorry I didn't get your name.
Heracles Habsburg. Don't forget it.
I don't think I could. That's quite the name. How'd you come about that one?
It's what it says on my... what's it called again? Not your birth certificate. On my documents.
Sure. Who's your friend? He sort of nods towards driver.
We're not friends.
Oh, I didn't even realize you were there. I could lose my job for this.
I'm just a photographer. Don't worry about me.
I'll make sure you get my good side. He sort of tilts his head where he's got like a poor-looking scar that he didn't seem to have last time, so it may be a fake scar.
It's the squid.
I oblige him and I take a photograph.
It's
a fantastic photograph.
Oh no, he's hot, or whatever.
Exactly.
The fuck.
He's sparkling.
Well, if you make the SpongeBob reference, I'm always gonna picture him as Squilliam now.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was imagining.
So,
Say, how do you become, the top reporter at this station?
well, part of it's talent, I imagine. Part of it is hard work, and part of it is a face that just won't quit.
A face that just won't quit. I think I know what that means.
Do you?
Yes.
I'm sensing some tension, probably because you're both stars. Anyway, there's more to the tour. We can't stay here all day, please.
Of course. Nice to meet you. I think Silvio it was.
Simon De Silva. Nice to meet you too, Heracles.
Of course, and he shakes his hand and does... Yeah.
I think I'm about to get a message of some kind, I suspect.
No, I'm just putting a note in there so we don't forget.
Right, okay, and with that handshake, whoosh, whoosh down to the basement levels, which are like horrifying SCP containment breach level of cleanliness. where the two of you are meeting with Scruffson, who is an ancient-looking janitor, and also a mailroom attendant, it seems. He's got 2 hats.
As we approach, I think Chelsea very specifically makes a point, not in a pointed way, aggressively, but I think more out of an awkwardness and an unsureness with how to feel. She kind of stays a couple feet back from Ricky, or Bats, or whatever he goes by. Kind of, you know that thing when you're like in an elevator with someone and you're just like looking in every direction but at them?
The Evangelion.
Like that, yeah. Just like unless he says something to her, she's like trying to keep as far away from she's not doing that.
Yeah, Bats is gonna keep his hands in his pockets and his eyes kind of positioned forward, not really paying her any mind.
A 15-minute walk that feels like an hour.
So you're the new blood, eh? Says Scruffson.
Excuse me?
I said you're the new blood, eh? New hands and feet to wipe the shit.
Yeah, something like that.
Immediately she puts on sort of the persona of like a new intern or someone, who still has hopes and dreams. And she says, "Oh, of course, sir. I'm excited to cut my teeth in the industry." She gives a furious nod.
Cut your teeth, eh? You best be careful down here.
Can we kill this guy?
The rats here so big they'll eat your fucking teeth.
Have we ever had a normal JoJo NPC?
No, why would
This
you?
is a normal JoJo NPC.
Scruffson,
35 years old.
Sir,
yes, Scruffson here.
I was wondering, when do we start? Is there some sort of orientation, or do we just jump right in?
You're in it. He throws a mop to Bats.
Don't we get some sort of uniform or something?
Hold on, I'll get it for you.
What about a blueprint of the building? I mean, how am I supposed to know where to go? I can't just be mopping the basement, right? You got 15 floors over here.
Oh, they got fancy machines for the upstairs. We take that care of the downstairs, you know?
You know what? I need to make a quick side note. I was about to make a joke, like fun of like, oh, janitors don't carry blueprints around, but when I was a janitor, we very specifically in the break room did have a blueprint because our campus was so big on like where everything was and what rooms like colored in.
Blueprint, right?
Whoa. Scruffson. Mr. Scruffson. You're telling me that janitors here, we only clean the basement floors?
Yeah, this is where they keep the what do they call it? The nets, you know. I don't mean literally, but
the what?
I'm trying to think, you know, the fumes they get to you in this line of work.
Okay, all right. What about our quarters? Where are we staying?
He sort of looks around. Keep going that way down the hall, step over the puddle, and there should be something that's shaped like a bed. You'll have a good time.
All right, I'm going to go put my belongings down in my bedroom, okay? I'll be right back to clean. And I'm going to at this point, I'm going to give Chelsea a look, and I'm going to just, like, roll my eyes and continue down the hallway and see what I'm dealing with as far as living quarters go.
Living quarters are abysmal.
While he heads off, I'm going to step a little closer to Scruffson and be like, sir, thank you for explaining things. I understand what we're saying, but I assume the mailroom's up in one of the main buildings so I can deliver mail to all the other employees. Could you show me where that's at, please? And maybe,
Absolutely.
any keys or information I need?
Keys? That's fancy with our keys, but I think I do have some keys on me somewhere. And he starts, like, patting his pockets.
Oh, it's no rush. I just didn't know if
it's behind your ear. This is your magic trick.
How did you know I love magic? Oh, that was so impressive. You'll have to show me how to do that.
A magician never reveals his fucking secrets.
Of course.
Okay? Don't ask me to do that again. Not even joking. I take this very seriously.
I give up. Yeah, sure. Right.
But that was a joke, by the way. You just do it with hocus pocus. Let's go.
Yes. And I'm going to leave Dune to explore the tunnels TM while I go up and try to figure out the layout of whichever building I'll be in.
So, the mail room. Yes. This is you as you reach the top of the stairs. So basically, like the first level of the first level, there's a room with lots of people, tired-looking people in uniform, similar to yourself, coming and going.
Hundreds of shelves, just tubes running up and down, spitting out mail.
Yeah, this is like the train station, but for post.
So I am a little curious, actually, considering we're on an island. How does the mail get here?
Oh, well, I'm not a big logistics man, but I'm told it comes in by ship. But then I suppose there'd be a hell of a delay. So you'd have to ask some smarty pants, I think.
I see.
I couldn't really say.
So, is there anything I need to know about the structure, or do I just sort of, match things to shelves and deliver things to wherever it dictates on the letter?
Well, yeah, you've got your post. What lands in your pile, you take care of according to the instructions. It's a simple job. I don't know why everybody doesn't do it. I don't have the qualifications, but you're a smart kid.
Well, she brushes a lock of hair out of her face. Truthfully, I'm hoping to be a reporter one day, but I'm just trying to get some work experience, get started,
reporter.
Do things the right way.
I got the same dream, kid.
Really?
I got a natural affect that'll help me out, I think, on the airwaves.
Hey, maybe someday, you and I will be on the air together.
That sounds like a fun time. Hopefully not skydiving, though.
York and Scruffson. I like the sound of that.
Oh, look, he sort of, as he heads over to your desk, looks like you've got your first assignment already. You're a lucky, you're a lucky kid, I guess. Let's have a look, see. Floor 4, you got a, you got one for the big man. You're going to want to be careful here. You don't want to piss the boss off on the first day, do you?
Manuel Escalante, I assume?
Yeah. Looks like you're taking some of his mail to him.
How old is Scruffson, by the way, that he's calling me a kid? Because Chelsea's like 30 years old.
Sorry, what do you say?
No, I'm asking you out of character. How old is Scruffson?
I can't tell you yet. You wouldn't know.
I can't tell by the way he looks how old he is.
You'll have to ask him.
Oh, by the way, how old are you, Scruffson?
I'm 35.
Wow, you look so young for your age.
This job fucking ages you.
Well,
I know, I'm comically old-seeming.
This is a little embarrassing, but considering it's my first day and all, do you mind giving me some directions on how to find the boss's room?
So, it's floor 4. You take the elevator up, or you take the stairs. I'm not going to dictate your cardio. And it's a big fancy floor. It's a big statue of a horse in the middle. You keep walking past the horse, up the big staircase, past the statue of the boss, both statues. And there's a big glass box, and he's inside there. And you just give it to him. And don't look him in the eye, because he doesn't like that.
Understood. Thank you very much.
And he's going to have like a big scary guy with him. Don't let that guy intimidate you. Maybe let him intimidate you a little, though, just so you don't look like no kind of assassination guy.
Is that his bodyguard or something?
Yeah, that's Mr. Rivers. He's a sweetheart, really, I hear. I don't hear that, but you can tell with some people that they've got a good heart. He doesn't have a good heart. Don't fucking piss him off.
I'm thinking Kingpin. Like, in terms of
you got 24 hours.
Manuel's just like, kill that guy. He fucking runs off. Alright, well... Thanks, Scruffson. I guess I better get to it. See you around.
Hey, good luck, kid. I think you got a future in this business.
Thanks. And Chelsea's gonna head off. And, like, the second she's out of eyesight... Have you ever... I'm sure you've experienced this, Tan, also doing call center. Like, when you finally have to stop doing the customer voice and you're like... Ugh. It's, like, so exhausting. And I think probably...
And then he sort of shuffles on like, where the fuck am I?
Cut the camera to someone else, I assume.
So, Bats, you are down in the tunnels. You are looking around your quarters. But,
yes, I'm looking for my quarters. If
okay,
I can see it.
He's got
The
laundry to do. He's looking for his quarters.
Are quite dire. The beds appear to have been sodden with some sort of substance in the past, perhaps a just demolished toilet. The light bulb is flickering to an inch of its life, and the bed is also too small, and there's water dripping from the ceiling. So all in all, not a good review.
So this is like the size of like a walk-in closet. I'm assuming. Yeah. Is there another room beside me or any near me, or is this just located like by itself?
By itself.
Okay. So I'm not like staying next to Chelsea or anything.
It does not appear so.
Okay. I'm going to change into my janitorial scrubs and start moving my mop around, not in the sense that I'm actually going to do any work, but I am going to look for areas where I can appear to be without really, appear to be doing anything. And I'm assuming it's empty down here, right? Like there's nobody else around?
Yeah, it's very, very empty. It's sort of like it's almost like it's very haunting atmosphere. Every step you make is like echoing on and on. Yeah, every noise.
Okay. I'm just going to try
This is the place where Slenderman lives.
God. I'm going to try to get a mental layout of the labyrinth down here, the catacombs, and just push my mop around, not really doing any actual work, just kind of like moving the bucket, moving through the hallways. And as I'm doing this, Bats is going to be thinking, like, oh my God, like this has to be some sort of punishment for murdering people or extorting people criminally, because this is just like not his like even prison, even staying in like a blank room was more stimulating than walking around alone, not having any sort of like purpose.
Right. So as you explore these tunnels, you get this. You actually become less clear about their layout as when you went in. They seem to stretch on for unreasonable distances. Sometimes going up or down on inclines that don't seem to make much sense. Sometimes you swear, like, from the way you've walked, you should arrive somewhere sooner, or should arrive in an entirely different place. And you can see there's like even ladders that lead down further below. So this bizarre complex seems to go down further and further. It seems like it would be very easy to get lost here and just never be found.
Bats is going to turn back and look around, making sure there's nobody around, and he's going to let a small rubber ball fall from his sleeve, the sleeve of his jumpsuit, and just kind of place it in a corner, kind of like a breadcrumb trail.
Smart. I was just thinking. Yeah, that's smart. I was just gonna say something like that would be good.
Right, and he's gonna try to figure out a way that he can make a trail from like his quarters to some unknown depths that he is currently exploring.
He's gonna get like 2 hours in and find something really cool, and then he's gonna feel the trail start to disappear, and it'll cut to like someone's dog picking up all the balls.
There's suddenly like a blue rubber ball instead of a red one.
Yeah.
Right, okay, so like as you're leaving this trail, you are actually going anywhere specific, or just sort of like
deeper, as deep as possible?
Okay, so you go down deeper and deeper and deeper into the tunnels, left, right, down, just as far as the as it will take you, basically. And it seems like there is no limit to how far it will take you. You can even sort of like start going down ladders if you'd like.
Yeah, I'm gonna start descending.
So you find no real limits to this whole thing, basically. And you can still sense the position of your balls, basically. But as you reach to go down another ladder, like the fifth one you've gone down, you feel the location of the balls in relation to you sort of change. Almost like they're just sort of moving instantaneously from position to position, like sometimes very close to you, sometimes like absurdly far away, like many kilometers away.
Right. I'm going to hone in on a ball close to the one that I feel moving and visualize my eye through it so I can see what's happening.
Nothing appears to be happening there.
And the balls are all in the same position.
Even the position of like when you look at the one that's moving around from your perspective, it seems from its perspective to be staying in the same place.
Okay, but I feel the phantom sensation.
Yeah, as though it's moving to a different location.
Okay. I'm going to just continue on my way, keep going down, seeing what's down here, because there's clearly some sort of property that I don't understand yet, that it'd be good if I could potentially get some sort of understanding of what's happening.
Okay, so as you go further and further down this tunnel, it seems that all the other little branches seem to coalesce into this one massive sort of pipe that's just running down, like, with shit and piss and ichor, like, running down in a river into this, like, just dark pits, basically, in the wall. Like, so dark you can't even see anything in there. Like, the lighting just ceases at that point.
Right. I'm going to spawn the Clash. I'm going to bring him out fully, and I'm going to look him in the eye and go, "I'm sorry, buddy." And I'm going to have him fire off a ball down into the pit and try to see, like, if he can maneuver that through whatever's down that pipe.
Here is a question: when the Clash fires a bullet, does that fire? Does the shooting produce any amount of light?
No, I don't think so. It would produce sound, but it would just, it's not like a gunshot.
Okay, so you hear it echoes through the pipe, flies into that black pit, and then as it stops like a few meters in, and you hear it, and then loud squelching, fleshy noise as something moves around.
And then I look at him again, and I'm gonna go, again, "I'm sorry," and I'm gonna have the Clash move directly into the pipe itself.
Okay. Are you sure?
I'm gonna do it hesitantly. I'm going to see if he can put his head down and just see.
What's your range with the Clash, by the way?
It's the balls can go long range, but the stand itself is short range.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Which is why I usually overlay the cannons.
So how close are you to the pipe as it goes in?
I don't know, Tan. How close am I?
Well, you tell me how are you positioning yourself when you do this?
I'm assuming I'm standing in front of the pipe, and the pipe's going downwards, correct?
It's going sideways. It's so dark and that you can't really see.
Yeah, I'm assuming I'm going to stand off to the side, and I'm going to have the Clash, like, try to squeeze, like, use some of my stand power to shrink the Clash down to a size where he can squeeze his way through, because he is quite bulky.
Okay, well, it's a big pipe, so it's not necessarily something you have to squeeze into there.
Okay. Can I see anything? Is there...
As you go down into this pipe, and you do see a few meters in, like, a fleshy fold of fat, and as you look up, like, in the small amount of vision you can see in front of you, you see what seems to be a fleshy, distorted, warped human face, like, grotesquely enlarged, so that it fills this entire pipe, and it's just grinning at you.
I'm going to immediately fire off a ball towards this face and see if I can distract it enough or damage it enough so that I can pull the Clash out and get running.
Right. Okay. So you roll for some sort of attack here, then.
Okay.
I'd say that's probably a strike, and that'll be against its withstand here.
Okay. So power plus speed.
I would say so. Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be against its pluck and durability.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god! Somebody freeze. Yeah. So you managed to fire a ball into its face, turning one of its eyeballs into a ball, and although it screams deafeningly and its scream echoes down the entire complex, it seems, of pipes, it makes no moves to prevent you from fleeing.
What's that? It prevents me?
No, it doesn't prevent you.
Oh, okay, all right. So I'm going to run, and I'm going to keep the Clash out, but I'm going to have him latch onto Bats' back and kind of like swivel his head around like a backpack. That he could keep watch behind him while he's running, following the breadcrumb trail back to his main quarters.
Right, okay. And strangely enough, as you are running out of this complex, let's be honest, it's taking like nearly half an hour to get down that far. It takes you like maybe 2 minutes to get back to the point you first entered from.
Right. Okay, I'm gonna turn to the Clash and I'm gonna be like, that thing must have been fucking with the, how do you say it? The physiology of the room.
It nods.
The Clash is back. What do we do, boss? We gotta get out of here.
That thing gives me the willies.
I don't think my balls will get us out of this one.
I don't think my balls can take it.
I like this trait that Bats likes to talk to the Clash when no one else is around. I imagine he'd develop that in prison.
I unironically love that because, like, we see Star Platinum have, like, face reactions, and it clearly cares about Jotaro, kind of, so I think that's fun. Right.
And Spice Girl talks.
Yeah, Spice Girl talks. Some of the stands are independent, too.
Let's stop doing that.
S-H-I-T.
Shit. Yeah, no. I'm going to get back to my quarters, and I'm going to try the walkie-talkie to see if there's any sort of, like, clear connection. Not with the intention of talking, but just getting a signal down here.
So you do manage to get a connection.
Okay.
The signal has come through.
That's good. Are there any pipes near my quarters?
There are not, then. No, it's a little bit later than your quarters. It takes a little bit of a walk to get to the pipe complex.
I imagine.
As you are considering this, though, you do hear footsteps approaching.
Gotcha. I'm going to grab my mop and bucket, and I'm going to push myself towards the footsteps.
Is that the new guy? Oh.
Yeah, I actually have a question for you. What's your name again? Masterson? Silverson? Scruffson, that's right, buddy. I was down there and, I heard a few noises. They sounded like screaming, coming from the pipes.
You went down there?
Yeah,
you clean the basement. You clean this bit here. Because I don't need no more guys going down there and not coming back, okay? I care too much about my boys.
Well, I care about you too, sir, but what's down there?
His voice completely changed. He felt the light of love for the first time.
You put on the uniform. When you put on one of those uniforms, you're my boy.
Sir, I'm just asking, for my sake. I'm a curious cat,
Let me tell you something. You know what happened to the curious cat?
No.
Some dickhead named Schrodinger went and killed it and put it in a box.
Jesus Christ, that's fucked
Schrodinger.
up.
Who said that?
It's Schrodinger.
Who said that?
Driver's standing there menacingly. I was called because I needed to correct you.
Like, actually.
You pronounced it wrong.
So you don't want to be a curious cat. All I know is there's bad stuff down there, and I don't get paid to deal with it. So down there, it will remain.
Well, how deep does it go? I mean, that sounds like the piping, the sewage system of the building.
It goes down as deep as down as it needs to go. That's all I know.
We just drop soap in there and we hope for the best.
It works. I don't question how it works. I'm not got no degree in plumbingology, okay?
You know that fucking thing you use to clean a toilet, like you squirt it around the rim? Like toilet bowl cleaner? They just like shake that around until it gets down there. Done!
Sulferson, buddy.
My name's Scruffson.
Right. Do you belong to a union of any sorts?
What now? I never heard of one of those.
A group of people who advocate for workers' rights.
Oh, we don't do that here.
But wouldn't it be great to have one?
Listen, my guy. He sort of throws a hand over your shoulders. I like you. You've got a nice face and nice hair. So I'm going to tell you.
Too.
You can maybe say that stuff down here, because people don't listen down here, but you say that stuff up there, you might not remain in this position of yours much longer. And I don't mean in the sense of employment, if you catch my drift, because people get fired and boats don't leave, if you understand what I'm saying.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to put my hand on his shoulder and kind of like hush my voice. I know. I'm saying this because I heard somebody down there.
Whatever you heard, and whatever you might think you saw, I advise you to forget about it.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. So, I'm scrubbing the toilets up here, right?
Yes, please do.
Okay.
Why did the janitors only clean the janitor quarters?
While
This is a bizarre Kafka world.
Yeah, while I go off and do that, and I imagine we're going to transition the scene, Bats is going to send a ball rolling down that hallway, just to like surveil down there.
Hold on, I have a world-building question real quick. I'm so sorry to interrupt. Because if janitors only clean this, then that means one of three things, and I need to know. One is that the actual buildings are just very dirty. The other is that the workers have to clean everything themselves. Or the third is that there's like a level 2 janitor position where you get to clean the actual building.
Well, he said they have Roombas and shit.
In 1973?
As you're walking to the elevator, Chelsea, you do see, not a Roomba, because you have no frame of reference, but like a bulky, twice the size of a vacuum cleaner sort of tower scooting around.
What the fuck?
Once you get promoted,
you're garbage.
One of those.
I toss it a penny.
Please feed me. I'm starving.
I toss it a penny.
Now I will live. It zooms up.
Why is this thing Yoda?
Well, no, it's a Cookie Monster.
I don't understand this world. Do other businesses have this? Is this a Claridad exclusive?
This is a Claridad exclusive.
Why do they hire janitors?
This is the new Cleanatron invented by the Speedwagon Foundation.
Of course. I imagine I get up to the floor, and I'm going to stop behind one of the statues of Manuel before I reach his room, and I'm going to look around to make sure, is there anyone else around here, or is it, like, empty?
It's pretty busy on the executive floor. You got lots of like business folk running around, going to meetings.
You know what?
Cards.
I know a place in the 70s in an executive floor where there would be no one around.
Okay.
I go to the women's bathroom.
You go to the women's bathroom, it's empty.
Yeah, that's what I thought. 70s. And I'm gonna take out my walkie and turn it on, and I'm gonna be like, you know, it was actually pretty crazy heading into work today. I hit every green light. You know, I really think things are going to go well. Maybe I'll even get to meet the head honcho sometime soon. And I hope that the rest of them get my clue.
Okay, was anyone actually listening to the walkie-talkie at that time?
I mean, isn't it always on? Isn't that the point of a walkie?
I was like, hey.
Surely not if you're like walking around undercover.
I'd imagine Bats has his face in the toilet right now.
Like, as you hear that.
Bats is gonna pick up the walkie-talkie, hearing like the watery echoes, and go, copy, because he thinks that means repeat.
Heracles and Driver, you have been mercifully released for the moment by Mr. Mann, who has left you in the cafeteria at lunchtime.
Why did he call himself a man? He's just a rodent.
That guy was very annoying.
And then I assume we hear the green message.
You do, yes.
And I also worked in mention of the head honcho. So things are going pretty well. Before I step into this, I'm so sorry. I totally forgot I interrupted with a world-building question and then, like, stole the camera from Bats on accident.
No, it's fine.
Is there still stuff going on with anyone else? Do we want to go back to Regent and Driver for a bit?
Well, if you have any plans, Regent and Driver, I would love to facilitate those for you. If there's anything you want to...
Yeah, because my idea was I wanted to give the message in case anyone wanted to join me before I just walked into the boss's room.
I imagine Regent is, like, internally panicking a little bit because he didn't expect Ron to be here.
Oh.
But, you know, he's got to commit to his character. He is a performer built for the stage. And so he's gonna fire back into the palm. Says, "Oh, congrats on the groceries. Where are you going shopping?"
I was thinking of treating myself a little bit. I wanted to go to the high-end part of the store, where they keep all the expensive things.
Ah, of course. He's not gonna say that part out loud. He's just gonna say, "Gotcha, that part of town." Over.
Yeah.
She's gonna give it, like, she's gonna try and stall for time walking around looking busy on the floor, and if no one joins her in 15 minutes, she'll just go into the boss's room.
Chelsea, did Chelsea mention where she is exactly?
I tried to say it in code. I said where the expensive things are, head honcho. I'm trying to imply I'm in the executive floor, like where the boss is.
Right, okay. I'm just curious. Bats is going to, while he's scrubbing toilets, he's going to send a tiny ball, not dissimilar to the one that he has patrolling the lower levels, but he's going to send a ball through the toilet itself in an attempt to navigate the piping system up to an area where it might be adjacent towards Chelsea or the boss's office, so he could listen in on things.
Right. Okay.
If
there's like a faucet nearby and like a restroom, he's gonna have it come out and roll along the hallway.
If I see the ball, I will grab it and tuck it in my suit pocket.
Good job.
I was just, well, yeah, sure. Okay, so as you are heading towards the boss's office,
well, real quick, are Regent and Driver coming, or are they staying where they're at?
what are you guys thinking?
Can I just have, like, after she sends that message, from, like, the woman's bathroom, like, Driver just somehow gets there before her, because it would be funny.
Sure.
Like, to the executive room.
It's like panting, heaving breath. He's like, what took you so long?
Would Driver be able to project, like, copies of himself and Vasilii, so that it looks like we're still in the original workplace while we're actually heading upstairs?
How far?
It does have to be line of sight.
Yeah, and within range, I assume. I don't know how far the executive is from the cafeteria. He mentioned it was like four floors up.
Right. Well, regardless, Vasilii also goes upstairs, but presumably he gets her after Driver because he's got to switch up his face again.
Nice. So I assume they are, like, we meet up at the statues of the man himself.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to try and lean in, whisper to them, be like, alright, so listen, it just kind of happened, but I've got a letter, apparently, for the big man himself. I was told not to make eye contact with him. He said to keep things discreet. Apparently, he's got a big guy guarding him. Mr. Rivers, some sort of bodyguard type. The way Scruffson talked about him, it sounded like he could get pretty violent. I don't know how you guys want to do this. I thought I could try and, just be subtle, like try and make conversation with him. I don't know, get a little flirty, just see if I can't, build a rapport with him for down the line, take this slow. But I was worried, the way you mentioned Mr. Rivers, I was just hoping I'd have some backup in case things got bad or, a fight broke out somehow. I want to try and do things the right way.
I've got an idea if the rest of you are willing.
Of course.
Now, as you know, us humans, we have a long ancestry, including small rodent-like creatures that once had to hide from the mighty dinosaurs. I could turn us all into, tiny rodents and we hide in Chelsea's pockets or something in case violence breaks out.
It's not a bad idea.
The marble-sized ball is going to roll into the area, and you're going to hear a...
Hello?
Who's that?
Over here, pick me up.
I'm going to pick him up, and I'm going to throw out the other ball I already had in my suit and put that one in instead.
So, you got his mail, right?
Yeah?
I got an idea. It's not going to be a risk.
Yeah?
But,
well, go on.
I'm going to... Heracles, I need you to melt me down to my purest substance.
You want me to revert
water
into a primordial ball?
Oh, no, not that far. I mean, just, melt down the rubber into, rubber.
Would that even work? This is not a physical ball. To stand the ball.
Yeah, does
Well,
it
you
have
are
like
a
a genetic history to be reverted to?
You can
If
How
we're
did you
being
use
fair, we have not followed the genetic history thing accurately at
I
all.
swear to God, Vasilii has used his stand on stands before.
Has he?
I don't recall doing so.
I don't think so. I mean, I'm fine with it if Tan's fine with it.
We could try.
I'm
it,
not
and
here.
if it
I'm not
doesn't
here
work-
to no
Give it a
butt
go,
anybody.
sure.
Go
Well,
for
you
it.
know, it's ultimately up to that strange voice in all our heads as to what actually happens if Heracles attempts it.
If you're gonna do this,
Yeah.
maybe don't do it while he's in my pocket, and I'm gonna drop him on the floor.
Yeah. What happens? This is like a tiny marble-sized ball. What happens if you try to use Vasilii's stand on another stand?
Yes, he's gonna try to make.
So what is the ancestor of your stand, I think is what you're asking.
Well, what I'm trying to do is make this rubber ball like melt it down into like a smooth sheet of rubber.
You know what might almost be cool? Well, hold on. That would take away from what's being accomplished. Never mind.
Well, you're absolutely welcome to try and unevolve this this stand segment before you.
I'm gonna send Tan a DM for an idea I have, but he can say no.
Yes, Mr. Heracles Habsburg tries to devolve Bats' balls.
So as you devolve the
Answer.
ball, you see it sort of like begin to shimmer and fade in your hand. And as it does so, you can feel everyone around this phenomenon is beginning to have a very bad headache or migraine that is intensifying the more this stand ball devolves.
Make it stop! 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 Ah! She cries
What
out.
does it resemble now?
It just sort of was like almost disintegrating into like just sort of general energy, it seemed.
Oh, okay, nothing physical.
Does Bats feel pain from that, or?
Bats does feel pain from that.
Ah, jeez. Okay, all right.
You
Bad
okay,
idea.
my
I'm doing that
friend?
again.
Oh, Scruffson!
Yeah, we're all good. Don't worry, Masterson. Go back to your hole.
Wait, is he still like a puddle of energy?
My name's Gruffson, but I understand I have chronic pain as well all the time.
Scruffson, what
Yeah.
are you doing up here? Weren't you just down in the tunnels?
It's my
Well, he's
job
back
to repair the towers.
Bats is still
I thought he
down.
was back down in I thought he was walking in on me in the bathroom.
Yes, I was. What are you doing down here?
But okay, so you still have the other ball in your pocket, correct,
Wait,
Chelsea?
wait, hold on. Time out. I thought
Bats is
you.
not actually with you. You have.
I
the
thought
ball.
he turned himself into a second ball and came in because he said a ball rolled in after I'd
I did.
already put the ball in my pocket. So
Yeah,
he's
I
here.
did two balls.
Oh, wait, what?
Yeah,
What
Bats
is
I
is
did two. I'm
happening?
down. Bats is physically down in the
Why did you send a second ball then?
because I could talk through the second one.
If you can talk through a ball, why have we been doing pagers and walkie-talkies this whole time?
That's only.
Well, I
him
can only
who
talk
talks
through.
the
I can
ball.
only talk
because he's
through a
only
ball.
now has the resolve for it.
Right,
Wait
I
a
can
minute,
only
why
talk
didn't we
through a
all
ball.
just get a Bats ball now that?
Yeah, what the fuck? I thought.
Listen.
I like how the bat
I
stand
have
gets a new power every session.
No, I
He
have
hasn't
to
even been
partition-
spending potential on this.
Yeah, you have to spend potential. Fuck you. Just a
I have
walkie-talkie ball.
We've established this before. I could partition my lungs to speak through a ball.
Okay,
I
but then
have to
how
do
can
that.
you hear us?
Because I can
That's
hear
a
the
good point.
ball.
What?
If I can
What?
see
Oh,
through,
yeah, we have established already. He can sort of sense things through the ball. That's like
Right.
been the crux of several
So then,
strategies so far.
so then, why haven't we all been holding balls the whole time?
because I only have
I
two
don't know
lungs.
why haven't you?
We want all of us to
lungs.
hold his balls.
I turn one lung into a ball, and then I have one so I could live.
Okay.
You know, I'm okay
He doesn't need
with
it to live.
I'm not trying to know, but I'm just confused on like what is happening. Why there's two balls?
Because I needed my second ball to speak.
There's always two
This
balls.
episode is going to be so good to listen to.
I know.
But no, listen. The second ball is there for my backup strategy in case the first strategy didn't work, which it didn't. Okay.
So why did you turn one of them into energy then? What was your idea?
Well,
You
I'm
know
gonna
what
explain.
happened, yeah.
Go for
I'm
it.
gonna take the walkie-talkie out now so I could actually talk to you. That didn't work. I have a headache now, but you still have that second ball, all right?
Yes. Yes.
I'm
Right.
pretty sure he's talking to Chelsea.
Okay. All right. I need you to find something sharp. Just like a knife or something.
I'll look around, and I'm gonna pick up, like, maybe a chipped part of one of the statues, like a pointy, like, marble shard. Okay, got something sharp.
Carve the ball.
With what?
Just a slice.
Okay,
With the knife.
I sliced the ball with the shard of marble.
Okay. I need you to find some sort of adhesive. Glue, maybe.
Wait, is like bats bleeding from the carving of the balls?
I'm
Yes.
gonna toss the ball over to Driver, and I'm like, "You figure this out while I go deliver the mail."
No. I need the mail as part of this strategy.
Why do you need adhesive? Can you just tell us what you're doing?
Do you ever hear of a letter stamp? Like a sealant? Bats is trying to come up with a word for, like, you know, when people would stamp envelopes with, like, a red... Yeah.
Excuse me. One of the business guys seems to have noticed this weird gathering of, like, Vasilii and Chelsea here. No, Driver and Chelsea, sorry.
Wait, where's Vasilii then?
Vasilii as well. Vasilii's here as well.
All
right?
three of us, yes.
Just sort of huddled together on the exact floor. Do you have business here, or are you waiting for the water cooler to be repaired? Because that's still not happened.
Actually, I do have business
I've been
here,
waiting for weeks.
and I hold out a letter, and I say, I was just getting directions because I'm still new here from these guys. They were helping me out.
He sort of he bristles at that. Well, I wouldn't bother too much trying to figure out where everything is. You might not be here long anyway. And that begins to stride off.
That sounds mean. Hey!
What is this, the fucking Mean Girls hierarchy?
I put a hand on his shoulder and I go, "Hey, are you okay?"
Out of character,
No.
my strategy...
I've been having lots of family troubles recently.
What's been going on, man?
My strategy here is to put a piece of the ball on the envelope like it's a stamp, like it's shut. So that way, when the dude opens it up, I can read what's on the letter, because he'll put the envelope aside and Bats can see through the ball to see what's on the mail.
Yes.
Sure. But I'm busy pursuing this guy who was so mean for no reason. I'm going to bond with an executive. I go, "Hey, what's been going on with your family?"
It's just... My dad wants me to leave Claridad and take over the family business, but I'm not fucking interested in these fucking video gaming or whatever. It's not what I fucking have a passion for. What I have passion for is this, and he just doesn't fucking understand, you know?
And you know what? You're on the top floor, too, so you're like a big deal here.
It's never fucking good enough.
You know what?
Because it's not under his fucking name. It's so fucking important.
But you know what's more important than his name? I put my hand on his shoulder. I say, it's your future. Because you're the only one who decides what happens to you.
Yeah?
Yeah. Hey.
Thanks. I'm sorry. I did...
No,
you know?
No, it's fine. It's fine. I'm Delilah, and this is and I point to Heracles. I say, "That's Heracles." And I'm so sorry. I am
not Heracles.
Oh, fuck.
My name is Dwayne.
Why did you think his name was Heracles? What's that about?
I got it mixed up. You know, I met another Heracles downstairs. I'm so sorry, Dwayne. Why the fuck, Stigma? I'm gonna kill you.
Well, my name is Bobby Brown.
Bobby Brown.
Yeah, at this point, Driver is gone.
I noticed your friend is gone.
Yeah, and I'd assume Driver would take the ball that you tossed with him, so this strategy is not going to work. Bats is just slamming his head into the porcelain
Driver did not
throne.
take the ball.
Where did Driver go?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? You can't just fucking disappear into
He went off
space.
screen.
He will show up when the plot demands, I guess.
What the fuck? Alright, this whole thing's
Seriously,
falling
though,
apart.
if you do stick around here for too long, security may be thinking why you're...
No, yeah, hey, I'll get moving. But Bobby, we should do lunch sometime and talk a little bit more. You know, I feel like I could learn a lot from you, and you know, I'd be happy to lend an ear if you're going through something.
You know what? Sure thing.
And with that, I'll give him a salute, and I will grab Dwayne and head towards the mailroom. And he'll be like, "Alright, so are you going to stay posted up somewhere? Do you want to come in with me?"
Yes, I'll just be a primordial mammal on, like, in your plot group. Actually, what is she wearing? Is there like a jacket or something?
So I assumed at first that she had, like, her suit, like, normal suit, but I realized that probably wouldn't make sense for a mailroom, so I think it's probably more like a casual, like, business casual type suit, like blue vest, white undershirt, black tie.
Yes, but I can just hide in your vest pocket.
Of course, I've been keeping a lot of things in there today, and I set him down right next to the pill bottle.
This is probably a better strategy to read the mail than whatever the fuck I was trying to do.
I will try and melt the ball onto the mail.
With what? With what?
I take out the lighter from my fucking that I use for my cigarettes, and I try and melt. Can I do that even with a stand?
I'm assuming.
Does it do damage to him?
I don't think it's going to. Yeah, I mean, you can melt it like in. I don't think it would react though, but it would hurt me.
You can certainly give it a try.
You know what I'll do? Over my fingers, I very subtly manifest just like the thumb and forefinger of Ludo, and I pinch off, like, because you know, like, if you've ever had, like, a rubber ball, you, like, pinch off a little piece of it? I do that, and I try to, like, stick it underneath the letter envelope a little bit, just like a little red fleck.
That in Bats' body, a piece of his scalp just got pinched off.
Yeah.
Yeah, somewhere on Bats, a little like fleck of skin has just popped off.
Ouch!
He's screaming from the bathroom alone again in pain.
Oh,
hang in there! You're gonna make it.
Michael,
your chakras are being unblocked right now.
Thank you, sir.
I love Scuffson. All right, and then with that, I've got my letter with a piece of ball in hand. I'll put the ball in my other pocket as well. I have many things in these pockets. I'm using this vest to its utmost, and I'll step into the room. And I will follow Scuffson's advice. I try not to look at Manuel or Mr. Rivers. I'm just looking around the room, and I go, excuse me, sir.
So as you walk into this big glass boxer room, you see Miss Dante. You see him first. He's a man in the business who's got like long, flowing blonde hair. He's like, it's fabulous. And he's sort of pacing back and forth as he talks to someone on the phone. No, I'm telling you now, fuck you. I'll see you tomorrow night, and I love you. And he hangs up the phone.
Roy Waystar, or whatever the fuck his name is? Logan Roy, that's what it is. Took me a second.
And you only see Mr. Rivers as you take that first step into the room and realise like he's like standing next to the door, suddenly looming over you. He's got like a dark suit on. He's got a very serious face, bald. And straight, most bizarrely of all, it seems like on his eyes, at first, you thought he was wearing sunglasses, but it seems like he actually has like 2 cents or pennies or something like welded onto his eyes at some point, and they've stayed there.
He has pennies on his eyes?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like the Mother from Coraline.
And he looks down at you and goes, business.
I'm just here to deliver the mail, sir. My, what big hands you have. Right. And I'm going to step in. And looking around the office, again, trying to follow that advice, not lock eyes with him, I just go, Mr. Escalante, sir, I just wanted to bring up the mail for you.
Oh, yes. Put it on the desk. That is fantastic. Thank you so much.
I'll set it down, and I go, by the way, if you're not too busy, I just want to say I'm really impressed with, this whole company you've built. Truth be told, I've kind of admired you for a while. If you ever have time, I would love to pick your brain for some tips on how to make it in this business. Any advice you might have?
He sort of looks up at you and raises his eyebrows. Oh, you're a fan.
Of course. I mean, you basically came up from the bottom with nothing and built an empire. I feel like everyone should admire something like that.
Well, flattery will get you everywhere. There's no time like the present then. Why don't you take a seat? Take a sit.
I would love to. Thank you so much. And I'm gonna...
Do you think so, Mr. Rivers? Sit.
Every time it pans to Mr. Rivers, it plays like that song, that do-do-do-do.
He's like really realistic.
yeah, everyone else is an anime character. He just looks like a large man from like a black and white photo. Please.
Oh, I want to pick my brain. I hope you're not a surgeon.
I'm not. No, I'm actually hoping to be a reporter at some point, but really I just admire your business acumen and how you made it as an entrepreneur and navigated this world.
Well, it's like I've always said, you want a world to give something to you, you're gonna have to pry it from its fingers. It doesn't let go of its own.
Absolutely. Do you have any tips on how you would go about doing that?
Tips. Number one, you know who to make your friend and who you don't need to give a fuck about. You see, because look over here, you see this, and you can see, like, on one wall, you've got, like, photos of himself with various, like, businessmen, world leaders, like, he's there with a couple of presidents, even.
He's shaking hands with...
Yeah.
Yeah. Nixon.
These are the kinds of friends you need to seek out, and the kind of friends you need to make. And success will come naturally to you through those bands you create.
Right. It's all about building that inner circle and influence.
Exactly.
So, what's a good way, just working my way up from the mailroom, that I can make those sort of influential, high-end connections? How do I really stand out and take life by the scragglies, if you know what I'm saying?
Well, I'd say you're doing pretty good already. You're in an interview with the CEO, for Pete's sake.
Oh, you flatter me, sir. I really appreciate you taking the time to talk to me. I think it shows how down-to-earth you are and how you understand every aspect of the business. I really appreciate that.
I really do. Can I ask you a question?
Of course.
How's Jimmy?
Oh. Immediately, I think, she stops
and you see
in her
a
tracks.
shadow falls over you as Mr. Rivers steps up behind you.
Why don't you keep my son's name out of your mouth, Escalante?
No, I don't mean anything by it. I'm just, should we dispense with the bullshit and the little let's go intern sort of routine?
I wanted to do this the right way. I didn't want anyone to get hurt. Believe it or not, I actually was suspended recently.
I know.
I've been trying to be on my best behavior, so why don't you just tell me what I need to know, and we don't need to cause any problems.
Well, I don't know if I can tell you what you're looking for, but I can tell you what you need to know.
Okay. Spell it, then.
It seems you've come to my island pretending that you want a job. But how about we take a different tact and you actually get a job?
What do you
I have a
mean?
pitch for you.
Okay.
You're a talented woman. I have my friends have sent me some information on you, and I'm impressed with your performance in the field.
All right, I'm listening. What do you have in mind?
Just do what you're doing now, settle disputes, resolve hostilities, but do it for Claridad rather than these people who don't give a fuck about you. It's simple as that. And I can give you actual good money, too, for it, so I'm sure that's not too bad.
I'm going to type something to Stigma real quick. Give me but a moment.
She fucking like strangles that fucking rat.
I'm setting up a gambit, and I'm DMing Stigma so I have proof. So Chelsea, as he talks, fuck, I haven't talked to Stigma in forever. I have to find him in here.
Hey, Tan, can I roll stealth to, be...
After disappearing into mallet space.
Yeah.
So Chelsea's gonna reach...
Sure, roll stealth.
Chelsea's gonna reach into...
This is gonna be like a roll of 4 for your stealth, by the way, if you're trying to, sneak by Mr. Rivers.
Chelsea's gonna reach into her suit pocket, next to sort of the pouch where Stigma and the pills are, and she's gonna produce her cigarettes. She's gonna light one up, and she'll be like, "What's the pay look like? How are you gonna take care of my son?" Those are the main things I'm interested in.
What do you get paid right now?
How much would you say Chelsea probably gets, Tan?
I don't really know. I'd say it's a government salary. I'd say.
I say as long as the number has 6 figures or more, we might be in a position to talk.
What have you been paid right now times 3?
And my son? How are we going to extract him from good trouble, secure sight?
Well, we have people in place all over the world. Claridad is a global operation, as I'm sure they told you in the tour. It'll be no biggie for us to get to that house and rescue your little boy.
She puts a hand to her chin for a moment and says, "You know what? I mean, I haven't really been treated too great at the company I'm at now. So, you know what? Fuck it. And she's going to reach her hand out to shake his.
Sorry, I don't touch. Medical condition, the skin just flakes away.
Oh, please. If you don't shake my hand, how do I know I can trust you? I'm not pulling any funny business. Look, and she takes her stand and she puts it at the far end.
No, I mean serious. It would actually cause me severe injury.
I would appreciate if you made the effort.
I'm not gonna fucking flay my hand for the effort, no.
God damn it, I had a cool thing planned.
Why don't you just...
Never mind.
I cannot shake your hand, but how about I give you something just to sweeten the deal here?
Sure.
And he takes out a file and he opens the letter you've just delivered him, takes out a file and slides it across the desk to you.
Okay, what's the file say?
Take a look-see. It seems to be something stolen from Good Trouble. It's a record of several missions, or like use of a certain asset for certain missions. It seems this asset has a stand that allows it to, that takes multiple forms, creating sort of a tool that can be used to achieve goals, basically. And it's a record of how this was used. And at the end, you do see the name of this asset as being James Dagger.
Is this real?
As real as can be. I don't need an answer right now. I'm sure perhaps you have half mind to do some tricksy gambit on me. I'll give you 24 hours before I decide that actually you are a spy and I send my guys after you. What do you think on it?
I'm going to ask the... I'm going to
You don't exactly have backup.
What was Driver planning to do while this is going on with the stealth?
I was just gonna have driver eavesdrop, and then I was gonna make the decision on what to do after that. Frankly,
you've introduced an interesting component here, Tan.
You can do that if you wish. Just to bear in mind, right now, from what he's just said, he does think that you are on this operation alone, Chelsea. He doesn't know about the rest of you guys. So
right.
If you do fail that stealth roll, the situation may deteriorate further.
I say, I stand up.
I already rolled the stealth. Tan.
Oh, did you? I didn't see it. Sorry.
It was a 2.
Oh dear. And as you are discussing this, Chelsea, with Manuel,
I think you were doing a thing where like they knew I was there, but was pretending they didn't know.
You hear a creak of the floorboard from outside the office, and clearly sound not of someone like walking around. Normally, sound of someone like trying to hide. And immediately, Manuel's eyes flick to Mr. Rivers. He goes, "Kill that guy."
As soon as he says that, I reach out and I try and grab Mr. Rivers' hand.
Right.
And
okay.
Do I succeed, or is there any sort of roll I need to make? Is he close enough that I can do that?
Yeah, so it is actually a roll. So you're trying to grab him.
I'm just trying to grab his hand.
I'd say that's a restrain then, power and durability, and that'll be against his race, because he's going for the door. His pluck and speed.
Okay, power, durability. I can do that. Any advantages? I do have a gambit planned. Okay.
You do not have the advantage in this situation.
Alright, I got pretty good. I got like 5 successes. How the fuck did he roll? Even with D9s, he still didn't. He still lost. He still lost to me with his D9s. Alright, so I grab his hand, and my gambit,
for the door.
Stigma, I say, crawl up this guy's
Yeah.
Stigma, into the butthole.
Dwayne Rembrandt is able to sneak on board Mr. Rivers.
So, the gambit I talked to Stigma is when she went to grab her cigarettes near that pocket, I had him crawl into her sleeve. And now, I'm going to have him crawl up my sleeve into his sleeve.
Okay. Get off. And he sort of lashed out a hand. He goes to like slap you off him, basically, with one backhand.
Yeah, I'll take it. She'll take the fucking backhand, fall into the table.
It fucking hurts.
Ah!
He's got rings on his hand.
I spit and I say, "Oh, come on now. You'd hit a woman."
Yes.
I appreciate it.
And then he runs for the door.
I appreciate the honesty, at least.
He looks at you. He very goes, "Equality." And runs for the door.
Wow, how progressive.
And as Mr. Rivers is running towards the door and towards where Driver was, you see purple smoke like fall off, and a humanoid figure slowly appearing behind it, like writhing in horror. And with that, unfortunately, because of time constraints, we must bring the session to its end for today.
What? I'm intrigued though. Oh, that was good.
That was good. I'm a little upset that our cover was blown this early.
Yeah,
Some of your
same.
cover was blown, not all of your cover.
I was aiming for a long-term thing, but I'll be honest. I feel bad doing it again. I'm not trying to hog the spotlight, but when he brought up, I didn't expect the sun reveal to come so soon. I was like, there's no way she doesn't, you know, open it there, because that's a lot of emotions, I think.
So yeah, but Chelsea's cover has been blown, but he doesn't seem to know about the rest of you.
Yes. And I've planted Stigma on Kingpin.
Finally have our jaws.
Wasn't that the right call? Because now, like, the CEO is by himself.
I'm with the CEO still. I didn't go with him.
But
I'm gonna be honest, it's a lot more exciting if our cover is blown.
Yeah.
I say this as the guy who always wants to play stealthy characters.
I could also totally see, like, Bats coming up to join the CEO fight as a way to, like, somewhat repair our relationship, because clearly there is something, there is some coldness between the two of them right now.
Right.
Might be a good opportunity.
Maybe Chelsea gets captured and gets, like, MK Ultra'd into whatever, like, I'm sure they have some sort of mind programming experimental shit at this media company.
There is no war in Claridad.
Right.
I was hoping to get, you know, play at least one unhinged news reporter rant before.
Well, your cover is still intact. You may get a chance.
You blowing the sun thing was so interesting there, because now I don't know how the fuck the post mission is gonna go. I have to think about that for a second.
Maybe you will get subliminal messaged into joining up with Claridad. Who knows?
Maybe. I mean, they're using her son for missions. Her son is like 8 years old. This is interesting.
Well, I thought he was like 12.
No, he's like 8.
Maybe we'll actually get a player versus player fight in one of these games.
Maybe. Whew. All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap up for now then. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.